Donnie Murphy hit a two-run homer in the 13th inning, and the Marlins grinded out another win on the Nats' home turf. Chien-Ming Wong gets the call in the finale, looking to salvage one against the Fish. Only one more Sunday home game remains after today, and here come the Marlins trying to sweep. The Nats are looking to salvage something, and hopefully they get together and have a pretty good ball game today. And the Nats, for a change against these guys, will come out on top. Florida 7 out of 8 in this ballpark this year. Bob and FP, welcome to Nationals Park. We talk about situational hitting all the time. Maybe regarding Chien-Ming Wong, we should talk situational pitching, because at times he does great, but a couple of little departments he still needs to take care of.
Yeah, we're going to show you some numbers with runners in scoring position for Chien-Ming Wong, but I thought he's coming off his best outing as a National last time against the Mets. You see the numbers right there with 2 outs, 338 with runners in scoring position in general, 357, 20 for 56, a double, a home run. But for me, those numbers indicate the tough first innings that Chien-Ming Wong has had. The first inning this year, 415 batting average against 479 on base percentage, but we kept a note of that last time out, and his sinker was much better, his slider was good, and I think he's coming off one of his best outings yet. The sinker was very, very good in New York.
Florida Marlins counter with a 21-year-old rookie, left-hander Brad Hand, not getting a whole lot of run support and desperate for a win lately.
Yeah, probably the most innings he's thrown in his career. Fastball curve change from him. We'll keep an eye on him, and he struggles with command at times. The Nats have also struggled with lefties this year.
Yeah, what's up with this? The Nats have power hitters like Zimmerman and Worth and Morse, but against left-handed pitching, they just haven't been able to do the job this year.
Yeah, they haven't been able to get the job done against left-handed pitching. You see the ERA on the road, but we're talking about the batting average against 226 against left-handers this year. And then some guys that we'll go over today that you would think over their careers have owned lefties. This year they're really having a tough time.
So the Nats and the Marlins get together one more time here at home. It's been a Florida-dominated series, 10-4 this year, and as we mentioned, 7-1 here, but there are 3 at Florida next week too. Wrap up the season, so some of the sights and sounds as the Marlins and the Nats have been battling here all weekend long. Relatively low-scoring series so far. To you by your local Ford dealers. and by Bank of America. It's another cool one here at the ballpark today. Breeze blowing in from right field, right over the top of the scoreboard. And this could keep up the trend of low-scoring games in this series if the pitchers can take advantage of these conditions. Visit Train.com for an independent Train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a train. So 64 degrees at game time with the wind blowing in. Marlins hitting .248, 11th in the league. They're 10th in runs and in home runs. Donnie Murphy hit his first home run of the year last night. He's kind of a journeyman player filling in at shortstop. Logan Morrison got banged up in left field, so Emilio Bonifacio will play left field, and that opens up shortstop for Donnie Murphy today. Wong has pitched once against the Marlins in his major league career. High ERA, but he got a win, and he'll match up against a very aggressive fastball swinging lineup today.
And last time out, pitched very well in Tuesday's 3-2 win at New York. Went 5 innings, allowed 2 runs on 9 hits. Out of the 9 hits, 8 of them were singles. He didn't walk anybody, struck out 4 through 72 pitches. 48 of them were strikes. So fastball slider change from Wong today. And check out the defense for the Nationals. Morse, Worth, and Gomes in the outfield. Desmond and Zimmerman on the left side. Espinosa and Marrero on the right side. And Jesus Flores getting the nod behind the plate. And Johnny Gomes getting the start in right field today.
Maybe a secret weapon in that lineup today against left-handed pitching based on his career.
Yeah, he's had a nice career against lefties. .281 with 39 home runs. So there's your pick to click today for the Nats.
Corey Blazer has the plate. Vic Carapazza first base. Scott Berry at second. And the crew chief Wally Bell third base. Emilio Bonifacio a sacrifice. 3 hits in the series. And he's hitting .288. First pitch of the game a little bit high, and we're underway at 1:37.
And Bob, we talked about it at length last time, but for Chien-Ming Wong, the first inning's everything. If he can get out of the first, establish a sinker in the strike zone, show everybody he's got the good turbo sinker going, I think the rest of the day's gravy. But a .415 average against, a .479 on base percentage in the first inning of work this season.
And for some reason, the Marlins have had one of the best ERAs on the road over the last month. Nationals in that category as well. So they've been tough to score on in this ballpark, the Marlins pitching staff in this series. That's only 1 run in 22 innings. And Wong's ahead of Bonifacio, a ball and 2 strikes. Davey Johnson's ball club trying to win its 72nd game of the year today. Marlins are trying to make it to 70 if they can grab their 41st road W. Wong misses outside, 2-2.
And check out what Michael Morse is playing against Bonifacio with the sinker. He's almost playing where the ball girl is in her seat. I mean, he is on the line. And the ball moving away from Bonifacio. He hits the ball that way anyways. Look how close he is to the line.
And that's going to be a fastball high in the zone. Bonifacio just takes it, and the game's underway with a called strikeout.
And here's the 2-2 sinker from Wong. Up in the zone, not where he wants it, but he'll take the strikeout nonetheless.
That'll bring in Omar Infante, who kept his 8-game hitting streak alive with a 13th inning base hit last night. He's the only member of the Marlins lineup today who has faced Chien-Ming Wong. 1 for 4 with an RBI. And Infante in the American League for a while with Detroit. Saw Wong with the Yankees. And that'll even things up. A ball and a strike. Mets are underway at Atlanta. No score there. The Nationals start the day tied with New York. 3 games ahead of Florida.
A long pause at the top.
Line drive easily picked off the ground by Zimmerman. He shows the ball to the umpire, Wally Bell. 2 outs. And that'll bring in Mike Stanton.
This might have been the longest pause I've seen from Chien-Ming Wong all season long. We usually get about a 2 or a 3 count. This is, well, that's 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator, 4 alligator. I mean, that will throw a hitter off every once in a while. So that was a 4 alligator rush.
Mike Stanton 4 for 11, a couple of RBIs on the weekend. And of course the Marlins are without Hanley Ramirez. So that affects this part of their lineup. Stanton normally would not be batting third, and Gray Dobbs wouldn't be a cleanup man. Straight back it goes.
And that's not where he wants the fastball to this guy. And Mike Stanton wants that one back.
And that'll sink low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hanley Ramirez has been out since August 10th with a left shoulder sprain. They transferred him to the 60-day DL early September. So that's had an effect in their lineup, obviously. A guy who's always hurt the Nats. Maybe not as much as Mike Stanton the last couple of years, but career-wise, yes. And Wong slips one by him. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I'll talk about Ramirez. He went to see Dr. Andrews, and they did an open type surgery on his shoulder that's bothered him since 2007. He hurt it. He went on the DL. He went to minor league rehab, hurt it again. So he is out 4 to 8 months. And opening day is in question for Hanley Ramirez next year.
And a slow breaking ball, and obviously the Marlins would like to have him for the opening of their new ballpark next April when they become the Miami Marlins.
So I want to know who's going to be happier, the Marlins for moving into a new ballpark, or you, our last game of the season, doing your last game in that ballpark? Because you hate that place.
You know, the one good thing about it, it has a big overhang when it rains. We never get wet there, I'll put it that way. We've always been dry. That's a 2-hopper. Ian Desmond. And how about that first inning for Chien-Ming Wong? Strikeout, little line drive to third, and a bouncing ball. Well done. No runs on 2 handfuls of hits through 22 innings. So maybe Ryan Zimmerman gets it going today. He's 2 for 2 in his brief exposure to Brad Hand. Worth has the base hit against this pitcher. So maybe some things happening at the top of the lineup today as the Nats try to generate some offense. Brad Hand's minor league numbers, 30 and 28 in 85 games, 82 starts, and a very respectable minor league career ERA of 3.76, and the Marlins getting a good look at a youngster who's only 21.
Yeah, Mr. Hand is coming off his 4th consecutive loss at Atlanta on September 13th. 7-1 defeat. He lasted 5 1/3, gave up 3 runs on 7 hits. He walked 2 and struck out 5. So fastball, curveball, change. And we talked about in the open a little bit, the Nats are hitting .226 against lefties this year, and there's some guys in the lineup that historically have crushed lefties that are having a tough year against them.
Yeah, we'll talk about those as we go through, because you have to think it's a one-year aberration. Guys with track records not getting it done this year. Now Desmond finds himself behind 0-2. Ian in this series 1 for 9 with a walk, but still hitting .305 in 30 games as a leadoff hitter. That's what happens when a pitcher gets you 0-2. You have to swing at his pitch. Easy pop-up for Mike Stanton, out number 1. Marlins are 5th in the league in team defense.
Let's check out that defense you're talking about right now. Bonifacio, Peterson, and Stanton in the outfield. Murphy and Dobbs on the left side, and Fontaine Sanchez on the right side, and Brett Hayes in the squad.
And with the bat, Donnie Murphy, the hero last night with that home run in the top of the 13th inning. So the Marlins are now 40-37 on the road, 29-46 at home. So you know what they're thinking. We come even close to 500 next year at home, they're going to win 11 or 12 more ball games and be up in the 80s. The Nats are expecting to be up in the 80s, at least in their win total next year. So this is a division that has some teams that at the bottom have really high hopes. And Worth will pop one out to center field for Brian Peterson. In fact, it's not even going to go that far. Fooled me, and it's caught by the second baseman, Omar Infante. I lost it up in that opaque sky, and I'm sure outfielders will keep a watchful eye up today as well. 2 outs.
That's a tough sky for an outfielder. You talk about guys losing balls in the sun on sunny days, but when you have that sky that's the same color as a baseball, once it gets up and out of the stadium, sometimes it's tough to see.
Zimmerman having a tough weekend as well, just 1 for 8 against Florida pitching with a walk. Michael Morse and Danny Espinosa, the only 2 batters in the lineup today with more than 1 hit this weekend.
And Ryan's one of the guys that's had success against lefties this season, .309 average. And Michael Morse is hitting .291 against lefties. We talked about Johnny Gomes, .296, Espinosa, .274.
Last time the Marlins were here, Ryan Zimmerman doubled to left in the first inning, singled to right in the 3rd inning. In fact, Ryan had an 8-hit series against Florida in late July here. That ball is well hit, heading for the scoreboard, and it will bash right off the National League sign. And Ryan Zimmerman is 3 for 3 now against Brad Hand. Hit that ball about 380 feet.
So the average against lefties is going to go up. The batting average is going to go up, and a nice 2-out double for Ryan Zimmerman. I think this is why he's hitting .300 against lefties. Not trying to pull him, using the whole field, taking an inside pitch and going the other way with authority. That was a few feet away from being a home run.
Yes, it was. Right to the middle of that scoreboard, to the right of where that ball hit. It's 375. So he probably hit that ball 385 the other way. And you got to hit it over 15 feet high to get it over that board. So here's Michael Morse. In that game when Hand pitched here, Morse went 0 for 1 against him with a walk. Looking for RBI number 87. And that'll be a pop-up, short right center. Zimmerman will be stranded. Nats get a hit. On a Sunday afternoon, we've got fans still coming down Half Street and through the center field plaza. We've got plenty of baseball left to watch today. Friday, post-game fireworks presented by Miller Lite. Strasburg strikes again, drink special. Saturday, the team poster giveaway, $2 tickets, limited supply, and 2-for-1 hot dogs. And Sunday, the Strasburg Strikes Again t-shirt giveaway presented by Geico, $2 tickets, again, limited supply, and a drink special, 2-for-1 Cokes here at the ballpark. Go to nationals.com/fanalley, FANALLEY. Final weekend of the season at home next week. We want to show you how much we appreciate you. Top of the second here, and the hitter is Greg Dobbs. Came on as a pinch hitter last night. Late in the ball game, ended up getting 3 at bats, and went 0 for 3. He's in the cleanup spot today. Chien-Ming Wong getting a couple of pitches up early. He's gotten away with a few. And that one up high enough where Dobbs could only foul it away. 0-2. Chien-Ming Wong, 57 and 29 career. It's his 114th career start. Not a bad 0-2 pitch. Hard and in under the hands of the left-handed batter.
Early assessment of his sinker today. It's more of the runner than it was last time in New York. Last time he had the true sinker going, the one that goes down and away to lefties, down and into righties. Today it's more of a cross.
Good job of what we call scattering 9 hits in 5 innings in the Nats' 3-2 win against the Mets.
8 singles. I think Josh Tolley had a double.
Didn't walk anybody. Gabby Sanchez is next, and then Brian Peterson for the Marlins, top of the second. That's a good pitch by Wong. He had Dobbs trying to pull that outside delivery, and that's 4 in a row to start the game. Not a ball into the outfield yet, and that'll bring in Gabby Sanchez. Sanchez in the series 2 for 8 with an RBI. A former catcher out of the University of Miami. And by the way, congrats on your win over Notre Dame last night, sir.
It was over Ohio State, and it was a big one.
It was Ohio State, sorry.
Yes.
Not Notre Dame. Yeah, Notre Dame took care of Michigan State, didn't they?
They did.
Gabby Sanchez, 19 homers and 85 RBIs last year. This year he's at 18 and 74. So I'm sure he'd like to crack that 20 home run level, get up into the 80 RBIs again. But last year he led National League rookies in doubles, RBIs, extra base hits, and total bases. So he's still a young guy in terms of experience, even though he's 28 years of age. Zimmerman takes care of that. And now Chien-Ming Wong starting to gather some ground balls, 3 in a row. And he's retired the first 5 Marlins hitters. Brian Peterson coming up.
And I'm really keeping an eye on the pause at the top of his delivery today. And for me, it's longer than it's been all year. But he's varying it. Sometimes it's a 2 count, sometimes it's a 4 count. And I'm just wondering if he does it on purpose, if he's gathering himself. I got to ask him before his next start, how come today of all days he's taken so much time right there? That was more of the normal variety. But we've seen some today where he's maybe trying to throw off the hitter's timing. And this is real speed. Let's check it out. He gets up here And he's just going to stop right there. And that one was pretty quick. There's been times today where he's paused there for a good 4 seconds. Like that.
And he's getting the high strike from umpire Corey Blazer. Crowd starting to clap. They'd love to see 6 in a row here to start the game. Oh, that's a good pitch. Off speed he went. Just dumping it down into the dirt. Always a contingent of friends from Taiwan here at the ballpark. That's a pretty good looking red, white, and blue right there as well. Brought to you by Hyundai. If it's fuel efficient, affordable, stylish, and safe, it's probably a Hyundai. All kind of great things in the team store, team jerseys. Time's running out on the 2011 season. We're going to the bottom of the second. No score. Let's check our Luna second inning feature. 70% off all flooring if you shop smart. Shop Luna at 877-241 Luna. Lowest average against lefties. The Nationals, a very mind-boggling and confusing 226 on the year.
I think that's a big reason Johnny Gomes is in there today. 296 average this year. 281 over his career with 39 home runs.
Johnny Gomes, Danny Espinoza, and Chris Marrero, bottom of the second. Johnny Gomes in the lineup against Hand on July 28th. Here he went 0 for 2 with a fly ball and a double play ball. Nats had a chance to get all over him early. They got a run in the third. That double play came with the bases loaded. Washington eventually dropped that game 5-2 to Florida, even though Hand only went 3 2/3. Johnny was pumping on 2-0. Espinoza, then Marrero here in the second. That's well hit out to center, sending Peterson back. Can't get it. He does grab it as it hits off the wall. He doesn't grab that ball there. Might be a triple for Johnny Gomes, who hits that ball 400 feet.
And that ball's out of a lot of ballparks, not here, but Johnny Gomes will take it. A leadoff double here in the second. And he got all of it. You see the rosin off his bat just explode on contact. That wasn't the baseball that exploded. Guys will put rosin on their bat over the pine tar to keep it more sticky. Kind of blended in a little bit, but that was a great shot of contact. A poof of smoke right there.
Pow.
Off the bat of Johnny Gomes. He's my pick to click before the game, and so far so good.
All right, let's see if Danny Espinosa can at least advance him. They're going to bunch a couple of infielders up the middle, especially the shortstop Murphy, to keep Gomes close, and then he'll retreat to a more normal shortstop position on the pitch, which was well outside. Danny from the right side this year, hitting .267. He's on a 6-game hitting streak with 9 for his last 22. Nats have a pair of doubles now, knocking on the door to take the lead here.
When you scored 1 run in the series, this is a big at-bat. You got to find a way to get Gomes in or get him over, and I like the idea right there.
Yeah, too bad it goes foul. That'll be his only bunt attempt of this at-bat as it goes to 1-2. Way off the line at first is Gabby Sanchez.
Yeah, that seems to be the new setup for first baseman with decent range. The Cardinals do that with Pujols. We see Sanchez. We've seen a lot of guys take away that hole over there with nobody on.
And that ball hitting way out in front of Espinosa. I think because it was a breaking ball, that's the only reason it didn't hit him. Had that reverse English on it after hitting the ground.
And a pretty good block by Brett Hayes, too. That's a tough pitch right there. Perfect form, sliding over. Like I always say, you got to create that angle with your upper half. Keep it in front of you and stay soft. That's a nice job of keeping Johnny Gomes at second.
And a 2-2 now to Danny Espinosa, sitting on 60 RBIs.
Trying to go the other way, trying to fight it over there with 2 strikes. As a hitter in this situation, yeah, it's early in the game, so maybe early in the count you take a shot. Like, I'm going to drive him in that way. We saw Mike Stanton do a nice job of that the other night. He came up, runner on second, nobody out early in the game. Didn't just give himself up by hitting a ground ball to second. Said, I'm going to drive him in the right way. And he ended up getting a double and an RBI. You see Danny Espinosa now with 2 strikes, trying to fight just to hit a ground ball to second.
He'll pull it, and Gomes can't go anywhere. Deep short Murphy, and now Gomes will go to third base. Third base was unoccupied, so Johnny Gomes went ahead and took it. So it does turn into a productive out for the Nats.
Yeah, Greg Dobbs going for the ball in the hole. Murphy fielding it. But as soon as Dobbs doesn't get this ball, he's got to retreat back to third. He just kept going towards second base. Johnny Gomes seeing that nobody was at third. Great read. Take the bag. Nobody's there.
Yeah, Gabby Sanchez had nobody to throw to.
So Danny Espinosa getting the job done. Maybe a little unconventional, but he was trying to get Gomes to third. He did.
Early in the ball game, Jack McKeon plays his infield in.
And the reason I say unconventional, Danny struck out a lot this year. Good job of putting the ball in play with 2 strikes. That allowed Gomes to make that read and get to third.
Chris Marrero, 20 hits in his first 20 big league games, 7 RBIs, hitting .274. In the air, right field. Is it deep enough? Gomes running. Stanton has a strong arm. Here they come, and he is in there. Good throw, and he just beat it. Nationals lead 1-0.
I'll tell you what, you look at the numbers of Johnny Gomes and you say, he's probably not having the greatest year he's ever had, but every time he's in the lineup, you look at it right there, he had so much energy to this ball club. You know, a double off the wall to start the inning, a great read to get to third base, and now taking a chance early. And the team's having trouble scoring runs all of a sudden, so what do? Create a run all by yourself. Double off the wall, advance to third, tag up on a short fly ball, 1-0 Nats. Great job by Johnny Gomes. And you see the dugout, he comes back, everybody high-fiving. And lit up this crowd right here with some good aggressive base running, and that's a guy that's ready to play.
Everybody did everything right on that play. The right fielder, the base runner, and the catcher. And Johnny Gomes, after basically stealing third on the previous play, gets the Nats their run. 2 outs, bases empty. Here's Jesus Flores. First time we looked at the scoreboard in this series, and the Nationals have been ahead.
You know, that's not easy, too. You know, he hasn't had a lot of starts lately, but you come off the bench, you get a spot start. He had some life to a ball club. That's a big deal. I used to walk around the clubhouse in L.A. and say, I'm a football player, and guys would look at me and say, why? I said, because I play every Sunday, and that's it. And right now, Johnny Gomes is a football player.
Jesus Flores fighting one off, and the count's 1-2. Flores playing in his last 4 games, and that's probably been nearly 2 weeks. 5 hits in his last 12 at bats. Nasty breaking ball down and in. Nats get the leadoff double, a grounder and a fly, and finally have the advantage over the Marlins. Brought to you by Panasonic Solutions Company, enhancing government through innovative technology. Navy Federal Credit Union, we serve where you serve. DynCorp International, we serve today for a better tomorrow. And Morgan Franklin, proud supporters of the U.S. Air Force and all those who defend and protect our country. The U.S. Air Force, the aerial warfare branch of the U.S. Armed Forces, initially part of the Army. The Air Force formed as a separate branch of the military September 18th of 1947. And while the Air Force celebrates that date as its official birthday, the history of the force stretches nearly as far back as the airplane itself.
And we got a real live F-16 pilot sitting right next to us today, my buddy Jeremiah Tucker. Call sign Weed from the 120th Fighter Squadron. Take it in the game right next to us in the booth.
I definitely feel safer.
Well, he told me up here in the booth he's higher than he is in the plane, so he feels comfortable up here today with us.
Yeah, how does he like our takeoff profile 81 times a year? Top of the 3rd inning. Donnie Murphy, Brett Hayes, and Brad Hand for the Marlins against Chien-Ming Wong. 26 pitches, 17 strikes in the first inning. First 2 innings.
Buckley Air Force Base, Denver, Colorado.
Not too far from the academy, right down there in Colorado Springs. One of the most beautiful places you can visit if you ever have a couple of hours in that area. In fact, it's not far from the U.S. Olympic training facility in Colorado Springs. 2 balls and a strike to Murphy. Right side in the air, looks playable for Chris Marrero. 7 straight for Wong to start the ball game. Buy two, get two. We're going to keep telling you about this until the end of the regular season. 2012 season tickets, buy a couple, get two free. Place a deposit now, you get the rest of this season free, which means all the fun and festivities next weekend. Go to nationals.com/2012 for all your 2012 season ticket information. Catcher Brett Hayes batting .218. .61 ball games now in the year for Hayes. And Chien-Ming Wong right now has them either popping it up or just chopping over the top of it.
I was very encouraged by the slider to Peterson to end the second to strike him out. Probably the best pitch he's thrown in a long time. I mean, that had serious bite. It looked like a strike for a long time. Broke right out of the strike zone. So the secondary pitches, changeup's been good, slider's been good today for Wong.
Another ball chopped into the ground. Desmond forward to get it. Crowd likes it. Marlins still haven't put a ball beyond the infield, and that'll bring up the pitcher Brad Hand as a big league hitter. The rookie's 1 for 16.
And this was a good sinker. Watch where it starts, watch where it ends up. And there's nothing that Hayes can do except for hit that ball on the ground.
Hand does have an RBI this year, 3 sacrifice bunts.
He kind of looks like a hitter. If you just turn on the game and you're looking at this guy, sometimes pitchers look like pitchers in the box, and sometimes pitchers look like hitters when they're standing there. And he looks like a hitter.
Former Minnesota Player of the Year following his senior year at Chaska High School right outside Minneapolis. He rips that ball right back through the box. Good setup, good contact. Marlins have their first base hit.
Well, he did more than look like a hitter. He was a hitter. That was a good swing. It's pretty loud contact right here. Right back up the box. Almost went 5-hole. Chien-Ming Wong just got his leg out of the way. But that's the best swing of the day from the Marlins.
Top of the order now, Emilio Bonifacio called out on a high fastball, first time up. It'll be interesting to watch the Marlins during the offseason to see what they do with their roster, if anything, going into a new ballpark. You want to have a team that can win. Will Jack McKeon be their manager? All kind of rumors about other guys maybe managing in Florida next year. Will Bonifacio be the leadoff man? And finally, Marrero calls off Wong. 3 good innings by Chien-Ming. He gets to lead off, and he has a 1-0 lead. Visit AFCEA.org, the Association for IT Pros. And here's Debbie with our sideline report.
Well, Nats hitting coach Rick Eckstein described Davey Johnson to me as a player, as a very highly touted hitter, and he said that has really been an asset to the team.
He's seen and done it all when it comes to, conducting an at-bat at the major league level. And so that insight is invaluable. He has a way of talking with guys and seeing things that are just invaluable. I mean, he's a great resource for me.
And Rick told me, too, he talks to Davey all the time about hitting, and he said it's great that everybody is on the same page. He also told me that, as he's done in the past off seasons this winter, he expects to have players come to his home in Sanford, Florida, to work on their hitting on an individual basis. In the past, he's worked with Chris Marrero, Steve Lombardozzi, Danny Espinosa, and even Ryan Zimmerman got out of the cold weather to hit Florida and focus on hitting. Bob, FP.
Here's Chien-Ming Wong trying to return the favor. And it's caught by Mike Stanton with Omar Infante tumbling over him. So Wong almost did what Hand did to him. 1 out.
Infante got turned around. I thought this had a chance to drop. And you look at Stanton right there, and he just put his glove out. The ball went in it, and that's that.
Interesting concept of guys heading down to Florida during the winter to work on certain things. Even Ryan Zimmerman, who, of course, lives in this area.
Well, generally what you do if you're not in the postseason is you take the month of October off and do absolutely positively nothing.
Give your body time to heal up, huh?
Yeah. A little detax from the season, relax, sit on the couch, watch some college football, and then, November 1st rolls around, and guys will start working out and lifting and, grabbing a bat around the holidays, and just to start getting ready for spring training. But 162 games, 6 months takes so much out of you physically and mentally that you just need to get away from baseball, go on a vacation, relax a little bit, and then November you start cranking it up again, and you get to the new year, you should be full bore ready for spring training. But yeah, grab a bat, go down to your hitting coach's house, go down to where he's got a facility and work with him. Why not? He knows your swing as good as anybody. He's seen it all season long, and I think when you talk about Rick Eckstein and Davey Johnson, why wouldn't you tap a resource like that?
Yeah.
One of the better offensive second basemen in the history of the game, 43 home runs 1 year. I mean, ask him, pick his brain. And we talked about it at length last night, the Ian Desmond thing and how they relate and how their careers kind of mirror each other. I think when you talk about Ian Desmond, there's no doubt he's definitely benefited from Davey Johnson being his manager.
Didn't go fishing there, and the count's 3-2. Desmond flied to right, first time up. After a good series in New York, he's been stalled by Florida pitching to the tune of 1 for 10. He's going to be called out. I don't think that was a swing. That was a called strike on the inside corner, and strikeout number 2 for Brad Hand.
And Desmond's one of the guys this year that statistically has handled lefties. 258 career this year, just hitting 202 against them. And that's just a well-placed fastball, locking him up with 2.
And quickly 2 outs. Jason Worth now trying to get Ryan Zimmerman to the plate here in the 3rd.
And this is a guy that's killed lefties his whole career. 278 average, and that's counting this year, where he's hit just 173. And if Jason Worth could have had more success against left-handers, his numbers would be much better. And sometimes you can't explain it. It's just a blip on the radar screen. It's an anomaly. Why did it happen? He doesn't know. We don't know. But you just have those years where you don't pick up lefties, or maybe you're hitting them good and you're just not getting hits off them. But historically, Worth has killed left-handed pitching.
Breaking ball drops to the inside corner. Hand mixing up his pitches pretty well. Ryan Zimmerman 3 for 3 against Hand this year. Waiting, and Jason Worth will get this one out of play.
And I think A lot of us in the business are a little guilty of getting too into numbers, but when you get to the middle to the end of September, the numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
And it's not like, oh, it's April, he's hitting 172 against lefties, or it's May. It's the end of September. That's a pretty good sample size. So for whatever reason this year, it just happened.
He's going to paint the outside corner with that fastball. Strikes out Desmond and Worth looking, and through 3. Good pitching matchup. Nats lead 1-0.
I'll tell you what, this is a part of the ball game that I never get sick of. Every single day we have the Wounded Warriors here waving their hats. The guys on the top step clapping for them. Got my buddy right here who serves our country, and he's digging it too. So 1-0 as we go to the top of the 4th, and so far Chien-Ming Wong has been good.
40 pitches, 25 strikes. 2-3-4, Infante, Stanton, and Dobbs. Omar Infante lined out to Ryan Zimmerman first time up, and Wong throws a very good looking breaking ball, doesn't get the call. That's a fastball that whistles in. 89. A large presence in the on-deck circle.
He's really as big as a stadium.
That's a good breaker. Infante unable to reach it.
Yeah, slider's been good. Sinker's been decent. We've seen better, but it's getting the job done. But the slider and changeup combination off the pretty good sinker have been why Chien-Ming Wong has only given up 1 hit to this point.
Target is inner half. Pretty good jam job there. And Desmond out there to grab it. Chien-Ming Wong really sawing off the right-handed batter there. All right, it's on to Philadelphia after a day off. We do know that Ross Detweiler is scheduled to pitch the 1 o'clock game on Masson Tuesday. Tommy Malone, 7 o'clock Masson 2 Tuesday night. John Lannon Wednesday. Brad Peacock Thursday. The Phillies have not announced their pitching rotation just yet for that 3-day 4-game series in Philadelphia. Only thing troublesome about that is we checked the weather forecast today, and it's supposed to be a little wet in Philadelphia for at least 2 of those 3 days. But the Nats will play a day-nighter on Tuesday. Night games Wednesday, Thursday. Mike Stanton will step in after bouncing out to short first time up. Tried to take out Debbie Taylor with that foul ball, but I can see her. She's okay. Look out, folks. Here comes a missile. Boy, just think how this guy will be when he grows up and fills out a little bit.
The kid
21 years old.
Oh, I thought you meant the kid with the stash right there.
Nice. He was clean shaven at the start of last night's game. That's a big breaking ball outside, and Chien-Ming Wong locks up Mike Stanton. Chien-Ming doesn't get a lot of strikeouts, but that's his third already today. He's averaging only 2.9 strikeouts per 9 innings.
And I think the slider's been better because the strength, the arm strength, has been better. Still working his way through some things, getting back to the big leagues for the first time in a long time. And you talk to pitchers all the time that come back from surgeries. The slider, the off-speed stuff is the last thing to get there because it takes a tremendous amount of torque and arm strength to get it out front and throw it.
Here's an interesting number for you. When Wong went 19-6 for the 06 Yankees, he averaged 3.14 strikeouts per 9 innings. So he's a contact guy, and the Marlins aren't making very good contact against him right now. Outstanding for 4. Zimmerman coming up. Service and a free smartphone just by signing up for Cox Wireless at their local solution store or by visiting Cox.com. Outstanding pitching by Chien-Ming Wong. Chris Marrero has an RBI. Johnny Gomes manufactured that run.
Chien-Ming Wong is perfect against position players today. He's got a perfect game going against the position players for the Marlins.
Hey, we told you folks all week long that some fun things were happening at the ballpark this weekend with our winners from Masson Mobile, our social media. Some of those folks are in our production truck right now enjoying a different kind of look at a Masson telecast. With Chip Winfield, our producer, Doug Yulacki, our director, and our outstanding Masson crew down there.
Let him press some buttons.
Do a couple of wipes.
Yeah.
Ryan Zimmerman almost hit one out of here first time up. He went high off the scoreboard, right center, about 385 feet away for a double. And Brad Hand has yet to retire Ryan Zimmerman in 3 ABs this year. No swing, says Vic Carapazza, and the count's 1-2. I know Ryan hasn't given up on hitting 300 this year. He's at 288. 10 more ball games after today. And a good take that evens the count, 2-2.
Yeah, just 364 at-bats right now for Ryan Zimmerman. So his average can still move either way. And he's not like a Jason Worth with 531 or Ian Desmond with 538. Those averages are what they are. They're going to be tough to move in either direction this late in the season.
Ryan Zimmerman hooks one down the left field line. Another extra base hit for him. He motors into second base, and Ryan is 4 for 4 against Brad Hand this year.
That is some serious ownage. A couple of doubles today. We talked about it coming into the game, hitting 309 against lefties. That average is going up. 21st double of the year for Ryan Zimmerman. And how about that at bat? Just going down and getting a curveball with 2 strikes and hooking it into the corner. And once again, the Nats have a leadoff man on in the form of a double on second base.
Here's Michael Morse. They play Morse like they're going to pitch him inside. Brian Peterson, the center fielder.
Well, they
just a little bit over toward the gap.
They almost have to pitch him inside right here. And this is the battle you go through as a hitter with a runner on second and nobody out. They're pitching you in, but you're trying to hit the ball the other way.
Right in there, a ball and a strike. And again, Gabby Sanchez plays way off the line at first, anticipating Morse maybe trying to shoot one through there. A good 30 feet off the line over there.
So they'll try to throw you slow and get you to roll over. They'll pound you in with the fastball, and it's up to you as a hitter to try to get your hands inside the baseball and fight it off the other way. And for Michael Morse early in the game, 4th inning, and maybe think about what Mike Stanton did the other night and driving the ball that way and getting yourself an RBI on top of it.
Michael Morse, 27 homers, 86 RBIs. 2 for 6 in this series. Johnny Gomes manufactured that first run back in the second. He's on deck here. Nats piling up the right-handers against the lefty hand today. Michael takes it, doesn't like the call. It's under his hands for a strike. 2-2. Let's have a look at the Verizon pitch track.
And just a fastball in. Just caught the corner according to the pitch track. Michael Morse didn't think so.
Brought to you by Verizon, America's largest and most reliable wireless network. 2-2, and Michael fights one off, looking to right field.
Yeah, even with 2 strikes, still trying to fight the ball over the other way. And I think, you know, a lot of times that's Michael Morse's swing. We've seen him have a lot of success the other way this year, even on pitches on the inner half.
Two offering, and Michael hangs tough. What a luxury a 2-run lead would be here. The Nats have led only once all weekend right now. That'll be inside to Michael Morse. His hand tried to steal another strike in there. Wow. A 2-0 lead would feel like a Sunday picnic right now.
Yeah, the way Chien-Ming Wong is pitching for sure. Giving up 1 single, and it was to Brad Hand.
Good at bat by Michael Morse, and the Nats have 2 on, nobody out. Johnny Gomes hit a ball about 400 feet last time up.
Yeah, how about the energy he's added to this lineup today? You see the puff of smoke off his bat. That's the rosin exploding as he hits a 400-foot double off the wall. And then Danny Espinosa, nice job of putting the ball in play with 2 strikes. Johnny Gomes a better job of reading that nobody's at third and getting there. And a medium fly ball from Herrera. Johnny Gomes taking a shot, bustling down the line, lighting up the crowd, lighting up the dugout. And we like what we've seen from Johnny today.
Well, 2 on, nobody out. Throughout his career, he's always hit between 280 and 290 against left-handed pitching. So Johnny's probably looking for more than a little ground ball to advance somebody here. He'd like to drive the ball, score one guy, and advance somebody else.
He doesn't want to hit the ground ball right here in this situation. He's looking to drive the ball in the air the other way.
Outfield plays him just a bit toward the left. That's a good changeup by the left-hander hand, 83 miles an hour. 0-2. Nice gap in right center. And then he jams him and strikes him out. Big first out for the Marlins. Brad Hand's last 3 outs have been strikeouts to Desmond, Worth, and now Gomes.
And that pitch locked Johnny up right there because he's still with 2 strikes thinking about going the other way. Fastball in, he tried to move it the other way, couldn't get off a full swing.
Danny Espinosa pulled the ball to the shortstop first time up.
And that was the ball we just showed where Johnny Gomes was heads up, got to third base.
Danny, since 2000, only the 3rd rookie with 19 homers and as many as 14 stolen bases. Way outside, no problem taking that 2-0. In 07, Ryan Braun hit 34 homers and stole 15. That same year, Chris Young of the Diamondbacks hit 32 homers and stole 27. Danny Espinosa's production this year, the 3rd best on that list since 2000 by any rookie.
And by the way, we talked a lot up here about MVP this year. Ryan Braun's the MVP of the National League. There's no doubt in my mind. 333 average, 101 home runs, 101 RBIs, excuse me, 31 home runs.
Yeah.
He wishes he had 101 home runs.
Yeah, he's taken over the batting race lead over Jose Reyes. Espinosa, that's a tough take and a tough call. That totally turns around the at-bat. Danny thought it was 3-1.
Well, that would be the definition of a pitcher's strike, a 2-1 fastball.
Maybe a seam of the baseball caught that corner.
It's just one that could go either way.
He knows he has to be swinging. That's a base hit. Zimmerman sent home by Porter. The ball gets by Brian Peterson. Michael Morse will score. Danny Espinosa ends up at third base. The Nationals lead 3-0. They'll give him an RBI and then an error on the center fielder.
How about that? A base hit up the middle. Get you 2 runs with runners on first and second. Now check this out one more time. Espinosa does another good job of 2-strike hitting, putting ball in play, getting himself a base hit. And you see Peterson right there a little bit out of control. And as an outfielder, you got to break down before you make the play. You can't get in too much of a hurry. You can't charge the ball too hard. But that's exactly what's going to happen. When you're going that fast, your glove can't handle a bad hop. It's impossible. That's why you see guys chop their steps, slow down a little bit, break down so they can make that play. And there was no breakdown right there in Peterson on that one. And he and the Fish paid the price.
Marlins play the infield way in here now. It's a 3-0 Washington lead. Chris Marrero's situation just like this 2 innings ago. Lofted that sac fly to right field. So he has a chance for his 9th RBI in a 2 RBI game today. Still only 1 out in the inning. Marrero going the other way. That ball's flirting with the chalk line over there. And it's fair. Scoring is Espinosa. And the ball bounces out, or Marrero might have had a triple. So the Nats lead 4-0 on a ball that was in the air for a while and never did go slicing foul.
You remember the last game in New York, Chris Marrero hit 5 balls right on the screws, had nothing to show for it, an 0-for-4 day. He got the ground ball in the hole the other night, and he said, FP, I was thinking of you because I got myself a cheap hit. Well, guess what? You got yourself another one right there because that ball had some serious hang time, and Mike Stanton wanted nothing to do with it. So now Marrero's got a double, an RBI, and a thank you very much as he stands on second.
And Chris Marrero now has 21 hits in 21 games and 9 big league RBIs. Former Nats pitching coach Randy St. Clair visits with Brad Hand.
I mean, this is the big leagues. That ball was in the air long enough to be caught. I don't care where you're playing as an outfielder. Plenty of room. The fence or the wall wasn't a factor. And if I'm Brad Hand on the mound, I'm thinking that ball's got to be caught.
And the Marlins get their bullpen busy with one of their 11 right-handers, Burke Badenhop. Number 8 man, Jesus Flores now. It's already a huge inning for the Nats. And here's the number 8 man who struck out swinging first time up.
And partner, it might go back to that point you made in the first inning with the sky the color of a baseball today. I don't know if he lost it, but I'm sure Mike Stanton has had better jumps on baseballs.
Well, this is about the stage of the ball game back on July 28th when the Nats knocked Brad Hand out of the game. He went 3 2/3. Only ended up giving up a run on 3 hits, but the Nationals had runners all over the bases on him. He escaped with a no decision. .41 pitches first 3 innings and 26 more right here. Breaking ball to Flores, and the count's 1-2. And that time Brad Hand landed funny, looked back at the landing area after he threw that pitch, and now he does some housekeeping. 21-year-old left-hander getting a taste of big league baseball here, and he's 1-7 with an ERA of over 4. Up the middle. They've got a runner hung up. And Marrero retreating. He'll be tagged out by the shortstop. That'll go 1-5-6 on the fielder's choice.
Tough read when you're on second base because you're telling yourself anything hit to my left, I'm going to third. But you have to make the ball be by the pitcher. So a tough read from Marrero. I've been there and done that a million times, to where you're just telling yourself mentally, if it's hit to my left, I'm going to third. All of a sudden the pitcher catches it, you're in a pickle.
So the Nats lose a runner in scoring position. Flores at first, 2 outs for Chien-Ming Wong, whose little flare to right field was caught first time. And by the way, that would have been his first major league hit. He's still hunting that first safety at the big league level.
Well, that was his best major league swing right there in the first pitch. He let it loose, let the throttle out.
And a 90 fastball right in there, 0-2. One, two now. Wong's going to take it on the inside corner. Good inning for the Nats, though. 3 hits, a walk, around an error, and they have a 4-run lead. Panasonic Solutions Company. Enhancing government through innovative technology. Navy Federal Credit Union, we serve where you serve. DynCorp International, we serve today for a better tomorrow. And by Morgan Franklin, proud supporters of the U.S. Air Force and all those who defend and protect our country. We're airing today's game to celebrate the birthday of the U.S. Air Force. We'd like to thank all of our armed forces for their dedication to protecting the safety and security of America. The United States Air Force stands ready to fly. And we are celebrating them with a 4-run lead right now. How does this feel? First time in several days, huh? Top of the 5th inning. Here's Gabby Sanchez against Chien-Ming Wong. He jacks the first one to left. Going back is Morse. That ball is into the flowers and a home run. And the Marlins strike quickly with Gabby Sanchez, 19th homer of the year.
So no sooner than you get 4-run lead out of your mouth, it's a 3-run lead, but the Nats will still take it. Gabby Sanchez going to work on a first pitch slider right out over the plate. And we've been talking about how good Chien-Ming Wong's slider's been today. That one didn't do a whole lot, and he paid the price.
Wong gives up his 6th homer this year in 53 innings. And here's Brian Peterson, who made the error in center field and hoping to atone for that. Struck out his first time. Low and inside.
That was a good pitch.
Marlins have hit 136 homers this year, 8 fewer than the Nationals. In the air left field, Michael Morse over to have a look. And yeah, there's room for the big fella. Reaches right into the seats for the first out. He'll get better out there the more he plays.
And give the ball girl an assist too. She picked up her chair, ran for her life because the beast was coming to get her. Plenty of room right there. You see that last look, find the fence. You know where you're at, and you look at the wingspan right there. He reached into the second row with that big left arm of his. Nice play.
Hi guys. Fans patting him on the back. Nicely done.
Good job by the fans of getting out of the way too and allowing him to do that.
Yeah. Those fans down the left field line have had some action. Remember last night Logan Morrison made that great play down there. They were patting him on the back. Good fans appreciate good baseball.
See, on the road you make that play, they're poking you in the eye. They're doing whatever they can so you don't make the play.
Get a couple of drinks poured on you.
At home they get out of the way, let you make the play, pat you on the back after you do it. Nice job down there in the corner.
That's the nice section of the ballpark, evidently. Donnie Murphy fouled out to Marrero first time. And after falling behind 2-0, Wong gets a bouncer. On the charge, Ian Desmond scoops it up. Beautifully done.
Nice
2
play.
outs.
Wow.
Nats are flashing some defense here in the 5th inning.
Now Murphy can run a little bit, so Ian Desmond, knowing that, charges this very aggressively, gets the bottom of that 3rd hop on the run. Good throw. You see right there, scooping it, being aggressive with the glove. It allows it to stick, and he makes a play.
Base is empty, 2 outs. If the Marlins keep the inning alive, it looks like they'll pinch hit for their pitcher. They do have Baden Hopp completely warm in the bullpen now, as John Baker, one of their 4 catchers, has a bat.
But it gets back to that point that I make all the time. Chien-Ming Wong throwing strikes today. He's got a decent tempo going out there. He hasn't walked anybody. Just gave up the home run to Sanchez. So if you got a good pace going, what is the defense doing? They're on their toes. They're ready for the ball. Morse with a good play. Desmond with a good play, because their pitcher is throwing strikes.
And you can win a lot of ball games giving up solo homers.
I'd rather see a solo homer than a walk any day.
And the 0-2 right over the helmet of the hitter.
He got wedged in the screen right there, and he got himself a souvenir. I mean, when Chien-Ming Wong starts, the last thing you're going to see is a ball off the screen. And you look at it getting wedged in right there, and yeah, get it. That's
strong
mine.
hands. And then a breaking ball way outside strikes him out. Chien-Ming Wong, 4 Ks, gives up the solo. No sweat. Nats lead by 3. America's largest and most reliable wireless network, and by your local Lexus dealers. On to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Nats will be into the Florida bullpen here, and they lead it 4-1. Geico president's race a little while ago, and the other presidents were watching as evidently Teddy was able to hook a Marlin, and I didn't know we had these in the Anacostia River.
Oh yeah, the big black Marlin. They're in there all the time.
So Teddy hooked a Marlin, and Tall Tom Jefferson wins the race.
1,000-pound Marlins in that river for sure.
Wow. Deadliest catch, huh? Here's Burt Badenhop.
Don't know if I would eat it.
Badenhop, 49th appearance of the year, a 4 ERA, 51 strikeouts in 60 2/3. Marlins were using him as a starter a couple of years ago, but he's been pretty exclusively out of the bullpen lately. .59 pitches, 38 strikes, by the way, for Wong now through his 5 innings. Enjoying a 3-run lead. And the Nats will have the top of the order up in the bottom of the 5th. Eye black, Mohawk, a double, and a run scored. Johnny Gomes.
It's a big day already. And Ian Desmond and the rest of the Nats will be seeing a fastball, slider, and a changeup from Badenhop. Fastball will run about 89, 90. Slider in the high 70s, changeup in the low 80s.
Ian Desmond 0 for 2, fly ball to right, and a caught looking strikeout. And a chopper by the mound. Omar Infante, plenty of time to throw on the run. Mets just dropped a 4 spot on the Braves in the top of the 4th at Atlanta, and leading 4-2. Braves won yesterday, and right now they enjoy a wild card lead of 4.5 over St. Louis.
Toronto up 3-0 on New York, and Tampa Bay beating Boston 4-0.
How about Tampa Bay handling the Red Sox? If they beat them again today, they're 2 behind Boston in the wild card over there. Jason Worth is 0 for 2. Got a breaking ball. Rounded to Donnie Murphy. And Badenhop comes in to get a couple of routine out here. Huge TVs, cold beer, all-star eats, great giveaways. The all-new Skybox Sports Bar, your game day headquarters, only at Hollywood Casino, Charlestown Races. as we look at guys who played in the National League East, and Jeff Francoeur, of course, went to Texas, then to Kansas City after New York. But he's on that list with Ryan Zimmerman, David Wright, Ryan Howard, and Jimmy Rollins.
And he played for the Braves, too, so he was in the East for a while.
Yes, he was. Ryan Zimmerman, pair of doubles today. And Badenhop throws one in there.
I'm pretty sure Ryan would have liked to face Brad Hand one more time. What'd you say, 4 for 4 career off him?
With 3 doubles. His double leading off the 4th opened up that 3-run inning. One of those runs unearned because of the error on Brian Peterson. And that's about hit the Marlins 5-2. Zimmerman right side, and that ball skips right over the arm of Omar Infante. That'll be his 7th error of the year, and the Marlins' 2nd of the day.
The Marlins' defense today has cost him some runs. Only 2 errors, this being number 2, but he didn't need to charge that and play that on the left and throw it on the right. That's one where it's hit hard enough, you set up, you don't have a speedy runner at the plate, you got plenty of time to field that conventionally, so a little nonchalant right there, cost Infante and the Marlins an error.
Giving Michael Morse a 2-out chance. Johnny Gomes on deck if this inning extends beyond Michael Morse. A little bit outside, 2-1. That's a chopper that hits Michael in the leg. And the count's 2-2. We enter the 3 o'clock hour here at Nationals Park, where the Nats are 41-35 on the year. They're trying to win their 72nd game of the year. Bob FP and Debbie here on MASN 2 HD. Washington with a 3-run 4th and a 4-1 lead over the Marlins. Morse will chop one left side. On to grab it, Dobbs. He makes the play, and the Nats are gone in the 5th inning. The pitcher, then the top of the order. Washington by 3. Up for Cox Wireless at their local solution store or by visiting Cox.com. Chien-Ming Wong, 59 pitches through 5 innings, so right at 12 pitches per. Getting some ground ball outs. Johnny Gomes and Ryan Zimmerman rising up with extra base hits today. Catcher John Baker hits for Burke Badenhop here. Top of the 6th is underway as soon as Wong delivers. Baker as a pinch hitter, 2 for 6. And one of those hits in this series. Been out since last year with Tommy John surgery. Yeah, it happens to position players too. That ball driven down the left field side and about 5 feet foul. Not a whole lot in the Florida box today. A 3rd inning base hit by the pitcher, Brad Hand. And then the solo homer, Gabby Sanchez, leading off the 5th, his 19th. Jose Seda has been up and throwing. He'll face Gomes, Espinoza, Marrero, bottom 6. Good fastball by Wong upstairs, 90 miles an hour. That's about as hard as he'll throw it. Tries to paint on the inside corner. Does Joe need help from George running that camera? We need a big viewfinder for that coconut. And a 2-2 pitch. Then he goes off speed and the count's full. Emilio Bonifacio next for the Marlins here in the 6th. Now the Braves have come back to tie that game at home with the Mets, 4-4. Ball slapped to the right side. That'll be ground ball out number 6 for Chien-Ming Wong.
And let's check out the day so far that Chien-Ming Wong is having. It's been good right from the get-go. First bat of the game, Bonifacio called 3rd. How about Peterson in the 2nd? Swing and a miss, strike 3. Stanton check swing, couldn't hold up, strike 3. And Brett Hayes, nasty slider. So Wong has been strong against the fish.
You're not wrong. I like it. Bonifacio, that strikeout and a pop-up. He squares to bunt and gets Zimmerman on the move and takes the ball low.
We were watching Bonifacio yesterday. He comes very, very close to stepping on the plate when he squares around a bunt. And I know this because I used to do this all the time. Watch his back foot. Almost stepped on the plate right there. He squared around a couple times last night and barely missed the back of home plate.
I like them throwing him high fastballs. If you can get him for a strike, those are pop-ups waiting to happen. Bonifacio wants the ball down in the zone where he can line it and slap it around.
There's certain left-handed swings that suit nicely to a good sinker, and he's one of those guys.
Yeah.
We talked about it in New York, Bob. I don't know if you were there that night, but the last time Chien-Ming Wong pitched, you know, a swing like Josh Tolle or, you know, where they have that kind of loopy swing and they're line drive hitters naturally. Guys like that love hitting the low ball, so sinker ballers don't give them any trouble. I think Lucas Duda was another guy that came to mind. Swing path like sinkers.
Espinoza got there, dropped it, and that'll cost him the play and probably be Danny's 2nd error of this series. They're going to give the hitter a base hit. Taking into account Bonifacio's speed.
Well, they'll give Bonifacio a hit right there, but that's a play we've seen Danny make a bunch of times this year. And speed will make you do funny things on defense. It's all it takes is a little peak, a little rush job because of the speed of the hitter, and something like that will happen.
Omar Infante is next. He's lined out to third and popped up to short. And a ball driven to right, but right there is Johnny Gomes. And then the thing now you fear about the play not made a moment ago, that gets Mike Stanton to the plate in this inning instead of possibly leading off in the 7th. So it's up to Wong now to retire a very dangerous hitter. He's handled him twice in a ground ball to short and a strikeout last time up on a breaking ball way outside.
Now, this is a situation down by 3 runs. If you're the Marlins, you're not thinking about Bonifacio stealing with Stanton up. But when you have 38 steals on the year and you're smelling 40, you never know. I think a lot of times late in the season you see weird things happen, stuff that kind of goes against the grain because guys are trying to get to certain numbers. You're trying to put that number on the back of your baseball card forever. So you get late in the year and they're not paying attention to you. Well, maybe you try to steal a base to get to 40, or you're swinging for the fences to get to 20 or 30 or whatever it is. When you're out of a race, you start to think about your own numbers.
Target is in on a 1-1. I mean, that ball's right over the plate, and because he didn't throw it where the catcher was set up, Corey Blazer blows the call and calls it ball 2. Watch where this ball goes. That's right in the middle of home plate. What is he looking at? 2-1. That could cost you 2 runs in a matchup against a guy like this. Breaking ball, 3-1. I think there are umpires at times who pay too much attention to where the catcher is set up because home plate never moves. Base hit. 2 on, 2 out. And it'll be up to Wong now to get a left-handed batter, Greg Dobbs. That'll get some stirring and action going in the Nationals bullpen.
Well, it's a lot easier to hit in a 3-1 count than it is in a 2-2 count. You're more offensive, you're more aggressive, and Mike Stanton got himself into a good count right there and got himself a hit.
Stanton 5 for 14 in this series. Jim Lett standing by the phone out there. It hasn't rung yet. Greg Dobbs in this series 0 for 5. Bouncer to second. Fly ball to center today. That's a good fastball to the outside corner. That's in there, 0-2.
A little front door sinker, ran it right back. Good pitch.
Nice. 91 with movement and dip.
And this starts right at the front knee of Greg Dobbs. Runs right back for a strike. Bam. Good frame.
Nice. That had Lee Vaughn type swing back action to it. 2 on, 2 out in a 3-run game here, top of the 6th. One of the most important at bats, if not the most important of the game so far. Tom Gorzolani is up.
think Jesus Flores is going to jog out there and say, that's not where we wanted that 0-2 pitch. A little bit too much of the plate right there, and let's talk it over and figure it out. What do you want to do right here? When a guy threw me a front door sinker right at me, he had me thinking about the inner half. And if he threw a slider off that, my brain would tell me it was the same pitch and I would swing over it every single time. And that's what they tried to do right there with the slider. But it has to be right after that front door sinker.
Long inning for Chien-Ming Wong now. 20 pitches this frame. And a little bouncer right side. Marrero has it. Big pitch in this game for Chien-Ming Wong and the Nats. He's through 6, giving up only a run on 4 hits.
And we're going to go back to the 4th inning. Danny Espinosa, 2-strike knock up the middle. Brian Peterson charging hard. And the ball took a little tricky hop at the end, but look right there where he's looking out here. Ball's in his glove there. And sometimes if you charge too hard, the ball gets deep on you. And I think the tricky hop and the fact that he was coming to get it, playing very aggressive, and it cost a couple of runs. So Coors Light Freeze Can brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Big hit by Danny Espinosa. Chris Marrero later in the inning had an RBI double. And here's Jose Seda, the 3rd Florida pitcher of the day. 15th appearance on the year for the 24-year-old right-hander from the Dominican. Came for the Cubs from former closer Kevin Gregg, November of 08. 8 games for the Marlins last year. He'll face Johnny Gomes, Danny Espinosa, and Chris Marrero, bottom of the 6th inning.
And those guys will be seeing fastball, slider, cutter change from Seda. Fastball in the low to mid 90s. And high.
Just a little bit up there. Johnny Gomes, a double in 2 trips. Good base running, got him to 3rd, back in the 2nd. Scored on the Marrero sac fly.
And that was the cutter right there. Cutter 88 to 89. The slider's in the mid 80s, and the changeup is 84.
Count of 1-2. Danny Espinosa 1 for 2 with an RBI today, his 61st of the year. Nationals box score. Big day for Ryan Zimmerman. Pair of doubles, a run scored. Gomes has the double. Espinosa and Marrero RBIs. Chris has 2 of them and 9 in his young career now. Johnny Gomes is down. First out, bottom of the 6th. Follow MLB.com's At Bat 11 app for iPhone, iPad, Android, and BlackBerry. Live baseball. Follow the Nats with game day pitch-by-pitch tracking, in-progress box scores and stats, breaking news, and searchable video highlights. You can text At Bat to 31826 or visit Nationals.com. Check it out. The At Bat app.
I'm looking right now at the Giants rock score. Giants up 2-0 in the first.
They've won 7 straight.
Going for 8 straight today, and they're only 5 games out in the West.
Yeah, putting some pressure on Arizona. The D-backs have dropped their last 3, and they're at San Diego today again.
So a couple of weeks ago, we thought no pennant races, this is boring, and all of a sudden they're everywhere.
I know. It's great. Well, some of us purists who grew up when there were 8 teams in each league, even before expansion. And then, of course, the divisions came along in 1969. And then the wild card after that. We were a little skeptical of all of this, but there is no doubt that over the years, the wild card has kept so many more baseball towns excited later in the season. Exactly what it was intended to do.
You know, I would have never been in the postseason had it not been for the wild card in 2001 with the A's. We were 102-60, but the Mariners won 116 games that year. So we would have been a really good team that just finished second without the wild card.
Yeah. You guys gave the Yankees a tussle, didn't you?
Yeah, up 2-0, and then the Jeter play. And every time I see it, I cringe.
Danny Espinosa fails to make contact. Seda strikes out 2 in a row. He'll face Marrero. We've got a Delta game flow going today. Kind of a quiet Sunday afternoon, relaxed atmosphere here at the ballpark. Keep climbing with Delta, the official airline of the Nats. Chris Marrero, good day, 1 for 1, sac fly, RBI double. He just seems to contribute something every day with the bat.
He can hit.
He's going to end up with somewhere between 27 and 30 hits in his first 100 major league at bats.
He's also going to end up as an everyday first baseman somewhere in his career at the major league level.
Off the end of the bat down the right field side, Mike Stanton is cruising to it. This one is into the 7th inning. Nats on top 4-1, hoping it stays that way.
Wong leading 4-1 here in the 7th.
It'll be a very clever final weekend at home. I like it. Chien-Ming Wong, 7th inning. He's only thrown 80 pitches today. Even with 21, that is a foul ball. Even with 21 pitches last inning, Wong still only 80 through 6. Gabby Sanchez, the guy who ambushed him 2 innings ago for a leadoff homer in the 5th. If Chien-Ming Wong can get through this inning, Davey Johnson has his bullpen set up perfectly as he warms up Tyler Clippard. Clippard did not have to be used last night. He did not pitch on Friday, so he is fresh. So if Chien-Ming gets in any kind of trouble here in the 7th inning, Tyler could go anywhere from 6 to 5 to 4 to 3 outs.
Get the lead early and protect it. That's what Davey Johnson loves to do.
Four strikeouts today. Not a single walk. Only 4 hits, and 2 of them were singles last inning. He got him on the breaking ball. Flores, well, he won't have to tag him. Batter has left the field to play. 1 out. Strikeout number 5 for Chien-Ming Wong.
And another good off-speed pitch by Wong. Check out the slider to Gabby Sanchez. Down and away, couldn't hold up. We saw Mike Stanton with a similar strikeout in the 4th. A little check swing job tells you that pitch has got late break.
That's a season high in strikeouts. He had gone 4 twice. Not that he's a strikeout pitcher by any means, but the fact that he is making some guys miss today indicates what FP's been talking about. The arm strength is coming. He's got more snap on the breaking ball, and he is making guys at times swing and miss. Brian Peterson, the hitter. Donnie Murphy next. By the way, Chien-Ming Wong's longest outing is in that 6 1/3 against the Reds in a 6-4 win August 16th. He gave up 7 hits, 4 runs. So he's equaled that right here in terms of getting outs. That's a fastball of beauty, 91 at the knees. 1-2.
I'm thinking back to that Cubs start for Chien-Ming Wong, and to me that was the start that he had his best stuff. I don't know statistically what it was versus another start as far as the numbers and strikeouts, but to me in that game he had his best sinker, and he didn't have swing and miss stuff, but they put the ball in play. And today, like you just said, partner, he's got swing and miss stuff all of a sudden. Well,
at Chicago, 1 hit and no runs in 6 innings in a hitter's ballpark, Wrigley Field. Now that day he did walk 2, struck out 1. But he had total command out there.
Well, he just threw the sinker all night long, and he got tons of ground ball outs with it, and I think that's fine. And I remember us setting up that game. The wind was blowing out, and we were talking about the sinker in those conditions. You got to keep the ball down. And he did. But today, with the slider to go with it, now that adds a different dimension for a hitter.
Desmond can't get to it. That ball well hit by Peterson. Now the Marlins have their 5th base hit. We'll see how careful Davey Johnson wants to be here. There is a right-handed batter coming in, Donnie Murphy, who homered last night.
And that sinker stayed up a little longer than Wong would have liked it. And a good piece of hitting right there by Peterson.
When Donnie Murphy hit that homer last night in extra innings, it broke the Nationals' 11-game streak of not allowing a home run. Since September 5th. And that ball is hit out to center. That'll play for Jason Worth. The average major league team has given up 11.5 home runs. The Nationals have given up 1. So their pitchers have done a remarkable job of keeping the ball down and keeping it in the ballpark. So down to catcher Brett Hayes in the number 8 spot. What a great way this would be to finish. Get the game to the 7th inning stretch. The Nats would hit for Wong in the bottom of the 7th. You figure Clippard might come in if the tying run makes it into the batter's box, which would mean one more base runner. Logan Morrison is on deck. And well hit, but way foul.
We talk about that stat, 1 home run and however many innings and how great it is and what a great job the staff has done. But I don't think Steve McCatty gets enough credit. When you talk about what he's done this year with Jordan Zimmerman coming off Tommy John and having to bring him along. He's got a guy on the mound right now with 13 or 14 anchors in his shoulder. You know, Steven Strasburg coming back from his deal. You know, the great job they did with John Lannon. Not to mention everybody out there in the bullpen that's done a fantastic job all season long. So, you know, I think one of the most underrated pitching coaches in baseball.
That ball's trouble, left field way, and this is a 1-run game. Chien-Ming Wong gives up a homer to Brett Hayes, and it's 4-3. So suddenly this ball game has a long way to go, and it is a brand new game.
And check out the pitch right there, a sinker down and in. And sometimes you beat a good pitch. That's not a bad pitch. It went out of the ballpark. It's a 2-run homer. It makes this game a 1-run game, but he went down and got that ball and beat a good sinker.
Interesting now, Jack McKeon will save Logan Morrison for later and pinch hit catcher Vinny Rotino here. And Davey Johnson going out to get Chien-Ming Wong. It'll be a double switch as Rick Ankiel is headed out to the field. This call to the bullpen for Clippard packaged by the UPS store. We love logistics. Chien-Ming Wong, a good outing, very close to a real good outing. If it's fuel efficient, affordable, stylish, and safe, it's probably a Hyundai. Brand new ball game here in Washington, D.C. Tyler Clippard now trying to guide the bullpen through an out here in the 7th and then 3 in the 8th. Rick Ankiel comes in on the double switch. So Ankiel plays right field, bats 9th. Clippard batting 5th for Johnny Gomes. And here's catcher Vinny Rotino to face the changeup fastball breaking ball combination of Tyler Clippard. Rotino 0 for 3 as a pinch hitter.
Been using that first pitch breaking ball to get strike 1.
Goes changeup there, low and away. 6 2/3 for Wong. 3 runs on 6 hits. Didn't walk anybody. 5 strikeouts, 2 home runs. 93 pitches, 60 strikes. No swing, says Vic Carapazza. And now it's 2-0. He offered and took it, and the count's back even 2-2.
The last time Tyler Clippard pitched, I was saying I would give anything to face him just to see what everybody's seeing on that high fastball.
He heard about it, didn't he?
I walked in the clubhouse the other day and he said, "Bring it on, meat. Let's do this." I said, "Bro, I would pay money to strike out against you. There's no way I could put it into play. I just want to see what everybody else is seeing."
Zimmerman scooping to his left and on the run, a beautiful play. And this ball game into the bottom of the 7th inning. So the Marlins will score a couple. Ryan Zimmerman with that great charge of his. Nobody does it better in baseball. Gets the out the Nats need. So the Marlins get a base hit from Brian Peterson. A 2-run homer from Brett Hayes. A crowd of 26,581 stretches. 4-3. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Still got some green caps left over from last night. How about that selection in the Nationals team store here at the ballpark? A lot of great looks with the Curly W. Day off tomorrow. Doubleheader at Philadelphia on Tuesday. In game 1, looks like Kyle Kendrick will be going against the Nats. He's 8-6 with a 3.22 ERA, and Ross Detweiler 0-9 career record on the road, trying to get that first ever Curly W away from Nationals Park. Coverage begins at 12:30 Nats Extra. So that's a split doubleheader. 12:30 Nats Extra, 1 o'clock game. After the ball game, we'll leave you for a while and then come back and join you in the evening.
I want one of those hats with the W's on them, anyone. But what I really want is that tee that has the wiffle balls hovering over it. Look at that. That is like the coolest thing ever.
How cool is that?
Put the ball on there. You got a little movement, so you can't just, hit a ball stationary on a tee.
Nice.
I like that. I want one.
Put one of those in your backyard. You could play yourself for 2 weeks.
Play with all my friends.
Here's Ryan Webb, the 4th Florida pitcher of the day. Needless to say, the Nats could use a couple of tack-on runs. Webb makes his 49th appearance, 3.5 ERA, 28 strikeouts in 43 innings, so he's a contact guy. Now they're down to 8 right-handers in the bullpen. The Marlins.
September baseball, you gotta love it.
One lefty down there just for fun, Mike Dunn.
So Jesus Flores will be seeing a fastball, a slider, and a change from Webb.
Presidents dancing to country music. And Jesus Flores from the country of Venezuela will lead off for the Nats in the bottom of the 7th. Rick Ankiel from Florida. We'll follow him and another Florida kid, Ian Desmond, after that. Rick's been hot lately.
Rick's been hot on offense and defense. He won a couple of games in New York with his defense alone. I'll tell you what, the more I see Rick Ankiel play and the more I realize, even though he's 32 years old, he's young in position player years because he hasn't been playing a position that long. His stock has been going through the roof here in the month of September.
Jesus Flores 0 for 2. Well, remember last night the Nats couldn't get a hit late in the ball game. Didn't not have a hit after the 6th inning last night, and today they haven't had one since the 4th. It's a time to put some offense together and give the bullpen a little breathing room here. And a hard sinking fastball swung on and missed.
That or maybe an espresso machine in the dugout.
That's a busted bat on a ground ball over to Infante for the first out. For every Nationals walk this season, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 to the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Washington, D.C. So for the season, 447 of them, over $22,000. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. There's Rick Ankiel. First bench player used by Davey Johnson today. And a hard swing. 85 on the changeup, 0-2. Target way outside, and Rick bites at it, and he's gone on 3 pitches. Buy 2, get 2. Right now, if you place a deposit on 2012 season tickets, you get the rest of this season free. Go to nationals.com/2012-2012 and check it out. Ian Desmond trying to get on base for the first time today. In this series, he's 1 for 12. And a 2-hopper out to short up the middle. Donnie Murphy takes care of that. And the Nats go quickly now for the 3rd consecutive inning in a 4-3 game. are in play here. Steven Strasburg threw brilliantly here last night. FP 6 innings, a run on 4 hits. Your thoughts as you think back on last night?
Well, the fastball was fantastic. That one was 99 right there to Stanton, and you see the changeup right there to get him the second time. I thought command was great, stuff was great. Just a good night for the Nationals, a good night for Steven Strasburg, and the teachers teaching and the students learning. And it was all good stuff all the way around.
Davey Johnson made an interesting comment this morning. He said he thought Steven had an edge to him last night. He said maybe he was trying to prove to me that I should let him out there for more than 3 or 4 innings at a time. And Steven had that edge working in his way, and he went out for 6 outstanding innings. Pitched well enough to win. It was just a night when neither team was doing any hitting at all, and he and Chris Volstad got no decisions.
The thing I was most impressed with is maybe last year and the stuff I saw on television, it looked like max effort every single time from him, whether it was a fastball, a changeup, or a curve. And last night was just so smooth and effortless, easy 99, 98 all night long. So that's the part I'm taking from last night's start. Very, very encouraged by the effortless gas from Strasburg.
Tyler Clippard drops one in 0-2 to Emilio Bonifacio. That takes the bunt away, so Zimmerman and Marrero can both back up. Bonifacio hit last time off the glove of Danny Espinoza. And Clippard tried to go upstairs with him on 92 and got the foul ball.
2 keys to this save right here and winning this ball game: keeping this guy off base and watching out for Mike Stanton. You can do that. You got a lot of other good major league hitters in this Marlins lineup, but if you get this guy out and you get Stanton out, your chances of winning improve immensely.
And a 1-2 coming. Change up. He swung and he's gone. And the Nats have controlled Emilio Bonifacio to 4 for 14 in this series. That's a big out.
Bonifacio didn't like the call, but he went. And I think the only thing he's asking, or did he go? Let's check it out again. Watching that replay, I don't think he did, and I think they missed the call.
Yeah, they called him for a swing, not a called strike. Pitch appeared to be outside. Here's Omar Infante, who's 0 for 3. This guy seldom goes a ball game without getting a hit.
And that's caught a break right there big time. And, you know, as a hitter, the only thing you ask is for help right there. You just ask for help. Check. You couldn't see the location of the pitch and my swing, all of that. And if you did, you're Superman. How could you see them all? So Clippard and the Nats catch a big break.
Good looking breaking ball by Clippard, just missing. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bigger than the ballpark on deck. Great changeup. That's a smart major league hitter way out in front.
And check out the 2-1 change from Clippard. And Omar Infante had thoughts of his 6th home run right there.
Yeah, he swung and the ball wasn't there yet. Sunday afternoon game flow here at the ballpark, brought to you by Hand-Cooked Tires. Be one with it. Hand-Cooked Tires. 26,581 paid today. Good weekend for the Turnstiles here. And the Nats trying to salvage one against the Marlins. 2-2 pitch. Hacked out to center. Hanging up for Worth. 2 outs. Omar Infante has lined out 3 times today.
And we talked a lot last night about the matchup between Steven Strasburg and Mike Stanton. I'm excited about this one right here.
Yeah.
And I would think the changeup is the pitch. We'll see what Tyler Clippard decides to do right here. But
like a slider or a cutter.
I think it was a cutter, and he's been throwing that lately.
Oh. So Clippard gets ahead on a pitch up in the zone. Targets away. Straight fastball. Thought it had enough run to come back to the corner. He doesn't get the call. Well, you got Stanton jumping all over the place, and the ball very close to the plate. Ball 2.
Last 2 pitches look good to me. Let's check it out and see what Pitch Track has to say.
Now, perfect pitch if you look at the box. Sounded like it hit him. And Mike Stanton's going down to first base. Home plate umpire really not making any kind of signal. Davey Johnson's out of the dugout.
I think they want to know if he swung. And I think they're saying that he did swing. And Jack McKeon's out now.
Davey Johnson backs up to his top step.
And if they say Mike Stanton swung, I don't think Jack McKeon's going to stay in this baseball game.
Maybe there's a claim the ball hit the bat. We definitely heard the ball contact something. The crew chief at third base is Wally Bell. Scott Berry, Vic Carapazza will huddle with Corey Blazer here.
There is times, and it happened to me, where the ball actually hit bone and sounds like it hit wood. And it makes a funny sound. Maybe we can decipher it on the replay. It's hard to tell from that angle with the black sleeve on the back elbow. And let's check out, what did it sound like? Definitely a couple of sounds right there.
Yeah, it looked to me like it hit him on that elbow pad. There's going to be one very unhappy manager here in a moment. And I think we're looking at him. I think they're going to call Mike Stanton back.
And I'm watching Mike Stanton at first base plead his case with Vic Carapazza right now, showing him what had happened. He's doing a whole demonstration down at first, saying the ball hit me in my back elbow. What do you want me to do? Here's the spot. He was actually showing him where it hit him.
Things are getting more animated between Jack McKeon and Wally Bell.
Well, I'll just say this, and I said this before, sometime during the season about another power hitter. I want my guy with 32 home runs hitting down by 1 run in the 8th inning.
Nats have been down this road with Michael Morris, haven't they?
Mike Stanton on first base doesn't do me a whole lot. I'd rather, if I was Jack McKeon, have Mike Stanton in the batter's box.
So the count is 2-2 now.
Unless you're going to pinch run somebody fast and he's going to steal second early in the count. And I guess the whole argument here is get the call right, and I understand the passion. But I think when Jack McKeon thinks about it, he'd rather have Mike Stanton swinging.
See, that ball really missed the bat. That got him on the elbow area, right arm. Well, now you hope this guy doesn't take one and put it in the seat somewhere. 2 outs, bases empty in the 8th. 1-run game and a 2-2 pitch. Clippard strikes him out on a high fastball. And Stanton slams his bat down, tosses the helmet back gently, and the Marlins are gone in the top of the 8th inning. Tyler Clippard does it again. Strasburg scheduled to pitch on Friday night. Post-game fireworks presented by Miller Lite. Drink specials for Miller Lite draft beer at the ballpark. Saturday, the team poster, $2 tickets, limited supply, and 2-for-1 hot dogs. Sunday, Strasburg strikes again t-shirts from Geico, $2 tickets, limited supply, 2-for-1 Coca-Cola. Go to nationals.com/Fan Alley. Check it out. Braves in for the final weekend at home next Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And don't forget, Saturday's a day game. Tyler Clippard just made it to 100 strikeouts. Quite a number for a reliever this year. "99 strikeouts and 100 strikeouts and 24 walks. And then Drew Storen set up to face Dobbs, Sanchez, and Peterson. 4, 5, and 6 for the save in the 9th. Unless the Nats tack on 3 runs here.
I would love to see a breakdown of the strikeouts for Tyler Clippard and tell me how many of the 100 were on high fastball.
I've got it at 98. Usually after a really good changeup. Second inning of work, by the way, here for Ryan Webb.
I would guess about 80%.
Allworth will stroke that ball to right field beautifully. And a diving catch by Mike Stanton to keep that from being 2 or 3 bases.
Or more. And pretty good play by Mike Stanton. Remember the double by Chris Marrero in the 4th dropped in, and that was a much better play, a much better effort by the right fielder. Nice play.
Linton got that one. Next up will be Zimmerman. And Ryan with a 2-for-3 day. He's hit the ball hard 3 times. Last time his scorching grounder to the right side. Misplayed by Infante as it scooted right over his arm into right field. And Ryan's batting average back to .290. And a breaking ball outside, 1-2. Michael Morse on deck. Maybe one of these 2 guys will pop one here in the 8th and give the Nats at least a 2-run lead into that 9th inning. Zimmerman into right, but Stanton is drifting forward. He'll take it well short of the track, 2 down. For the latest news on Georgetown men's basketball, including ticket info, visit guhoyas.com. And during the season, follow the Hoyas on Masson, the official regional sports network of Georgetown basketball. Here's Michael Morris, 0 for 2 with a walk today. Big hook. Ryan Webb throwing the ball well.
Betting fastball, got a slider.
If the inning continues, Clippard's spot is next. Lance Nix would pinch hit. Pitchers ruling in this one today again. Low scoring series. Michael hits it hard. Infante has it. And now it's all about Drew Storn against the 4, 5, and 6 for the Marlins. Top of the 9th coming up.
It's time for the Morgan Franklin pivotal play, and we're going to go back to last inning. The 8th inning, Mike Stanton up. He takes a fastball off his right arm, goes to first base. He's telling Vic Carapazza, look, it hit me right here. And then they send him back to hit, and he gets the eliminator from Tyler Clippard, his 100th strikeout of the year. So when you strike out a guy with 32 home runs late in a one-run game, that is a pivotal play. Morgan Franklin, their clients know that pivotal plays don't just happen in sports. He was making them in business and government at pivotalplays.com.
Another sterling performance by Tyler Clippard today. Roger Bernardina takes over in left field for defense. He will bat in the 5 spot, and hopefully he will not have to bat in the 9th inning. So as Clippard sets things up again, here comes Drew Storn seeking his 38th save.
You see the strikeout to walk ratio right there, 66 strikeouts to just 19 walks. And for Drew Storn, it's all about strike one, keeping the ball down. And we'll see if he decides to go fastball first pitch or drop a slider in there to get ahead.
Left-hander Greg Dobbs is first.
And Storm's going to be facing 2 guys here that are thinking about one thing, tying this game up with one swing.
.93 to the outside corner.
2-seam fastball, good run.
Dobbs 0 for 3 today. A couple of grounders, a fly ball to center. Nats trying to win their 72nd game of the year and 42nd here at home. Into left, Roger Bernardina right there for the out. Today's copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals. Home run threat, Gabby Sanchez steps in. One for three with a solo shot today. And Sanchez takes a big swing at 94. Can't get it.
And that was the four-seam fastball right there, down in the zone.
Target away by Flores. Slider. And the count's even 1-1. Center fielder Brian Peterson, left-handed batter, is next. They still have Logan Morrison in that dugout. Oh, that's a great slider. Ended up middle of the plate, but great snap and great deception. Strike two.
And if you're Drew Storen, you're reading swings. Gabby Sanchez is in pull mode all the way, so a good slider right there. Maybe start one farther away and break it off the plate for strike three. I think the one thing Drew Storen has learned this year is when he's facing guys that are trying to tie the game with one swing, you make them beat you the big part of the ballpark, and you have to make your pitches in your counts.
1 ball and 2 strikes. He reaches out, hits the slider. Great pick by Zimmerman. 2 outs. How does he make it look so easy?
And that ball was hit hard, and Storen did try to expand the zone with the slider away. Sanchez out there, a little reach one hopper to Ryan Zimmerman. And how many times have we seen that this year? Good play. Just a short hop into the glove, stay soft, get it right in the web, get a good grip, get in that good throwing position, and make a perfect throw to Chris Marrero.
Nats Extra coming up next. Ray Knight with Johnny Holiday, who's going to do one more sporting event this weekend. Hopefully a good story to tell here. Nats lead at 4-3, 1 out to go. And Peterson a base hit last time ahead of the Brett Hayes home run. Storen with a fastball in there for the strike. $26,581, hoping for a salvage operation to be completed right here. Killer slider, game over on a called third strike.
Let's check out the replay. Great pitch by Drew Storen. Good frame by Jesus Flores on the backside. Just a nasty slider, and Storen gets the call. The pitcher's call for sure, but he'll take it.
And then let's look at our forward drive of the game earlier today from Chris Marrero back in that 3-run fourth inning.
Yeah, let's go back to the fourth. A little blooper down the right field line for some reason. Mike Stanton stopped, let the ball drop, and that turned out to be the go-ahead game-winning RBI. A big hit in this game. We're making our forward drive of the game.
The Nats win a ball game when they don't get a hit after the fourth inning. Good pitching will do that. Number 38 for Drew Storen.